cult members, and welcome to Pop Culture Cult. I'm Sean.
I'm Janice.
And welcome to our review, non-spoiler review, but review of Project Power from Netflix.
Right.
I have decided that this is going to be the Netflix year. We're just going to do only Netflix movies. Yeah. We've done Invisible Man, The Vast of Night. I can't think of anything else that we saw before everything kind of shut down.
I think we saw
Bloodshot.
We saw a few, maybe half a dozen movies.
1917 is technically last year, but technically we didn't see it till January because we got it here in Arizona. This is Project Power. This is Jamie Foxx and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, crime drama, superhero movie, sci-fi,
crime drama. It's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things, and I really love the concept, and I love the idea of what they were doing in this movie. The general idea is that there's a new drug on the street that gives you 5 minutes of superpowers, and you don't know what your superpowers is until you've taken it, and sometimes you explode.
Right. It's based off of Splode. It's based off of, like, they got the genetics from different animals, creatures. Yeah. So your power could be, like chameleon. You can, change into your background, or, so it's all this stuff, which I didn't know going into it. And they don't explain until almost halfway through.
Which, that part I'm actually okay with. Leaving it a mystery of how they got to this point.
Yeah.
Because it's gritty, down and dirty New Orleans is the basis of this. And I love that they are doing a bunch of stuff in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And they're playing into Katrina and everything that happened, and the plight of the people who stayed, and a lot of the government not helping, and then helping a little bit, and then only helping certain people and not other people. So they kind of touched on a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And the idea of having a drug that gives you superpowers in this normal kind of atmosphere is really kind of like, I love the idea.
Yeah.
And that's about all I have to say positive about this. I do really like Jamie Foxx's character. I really like Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character. Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays a cop, a New Orleans cop. I like him.
What's the girl's name?
Her name is Dominique Fishback, who plays Robin, who's the other really main third character. And she's really awesome. I want to see a lot more from her.
Her character was a little confusing because she presents as very young, and then she gets on a motorcycle, and you're like, okay, she's not that young.
Yeah, she's like maybe a junior in high school or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
when
or
you just
senior in high school, because they're talking about her graduating and stuff.
But when you first meet her and stuff, you're like, she's like 13 or 14.
Yeah,
and she's actually older than that.
I like all of the performances, and I like their characters. Like I really was pulled in by their characters. But what I really am struggling with this movie is just the pacing just never got me there.
Yeah.
And it just multiple times I kind of wandered off.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anybody's direct fault. I think it was maybe more the way it was edited, or maybe even some of the scenes were directed. Like even the action scenes are like, it's a cool action set piece, and then exposition, and then cool action set piece, which is kind of the Netflix MO right now and stuff, which is, I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah.
But this is just I even in some of the action scenes, I was kind of wandering off and playing on my phone and not really paying attention. Hey, I'm gonna go pour another drink. Do you want something? Like I just, it was a lot in and out of it, and I can't put my finger on why that is.
No, that's fair. I think I agree. It was not anywhere near as bad as that one where they had superpowers and they robbed that bank. I don't remember what the name of that was. Remember, they robbed the bank, and they had the EMP or whatever that would like restrict everybody's powers so they couldn't use them.
Yeah, what was that called?
That was a Netflix.
That was
one
a Netflix
too,
one
and
too.
that one
Yeah.
was
That one was
horrible. Yeah, that one was horrible. Like halfway through it, I'm like, I just don't even want to watch this anymore.
Yeah.
This wasn't that bad, but it wasn't as
The
good.
Last Days of American Crime.
Okay,
I pulled that out without even looking at anything. Schmodown, bitches. Schmodown. Bad action movies on Netflix is my wedge place. But like we did like Six Underground, and we did what was the Chris Hemsworth one?
Where it's like 24 hours or whatever of it was like all one big long
And so so we like these style of movies, and I'm okay if you want to do a slow burn on telling the story of the people and throwing in.
There wasn't a payoff at the end for all that slow burn.
There wasn't one big amazing set piece.
Right.
There is, but it almost felt like they ran out of money at that point. The big build up. I'm not going to spoil it. But the big build up to what happens if this one particular person takes the pill, was a great concept.
Yeah.
And was displayed very well, but it just was like it was like the nuclear option, and it just didn't feel like it was worth the payoff for everything that we did to get there.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think there would have been a lot more. I think it would have been a lot more interesting if they had maybe teased it a little bit more that he actually had powers outside of the pill or something like that. We're trying to catch up on the stuff and stop staring into the light.
I have been holding that sneeze for like 10 minutes.
But it's, like we talked about in the past, I'm into cinematography. I generally like the way it's shot.
Yeah.
It's kind of gritty on purpose because they want to give that police noir kind of feel to it.
Yeah, it's mostly shot at night. There's only a few like daytime scenes.
Yeah, so it's very noir-ish.
Yeah, it's very a cop kind of, true detective kind of.
Yeah, and I just
gumshoe.
Well, it is kind of gumshoey, but it's also like street level drug dealers.
Yeah.
And that that's part of maybe what I'm feeling with this is it's a superhero movie, it's a sci-fi movie, it's a cop drama, it's a noir, it's a gang movie, it's a drug movie.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. If you maybe and it's hard to, when your basis of your movie is if you take this drug you get superpowers, it's hard not to have that many stuff going on. Maybe 20 more minutes or 20 less minutes, I think maybe gives it a little bit more of a. You can spend more time getting into the drug itself.
Yeah.
Or how we got to the drug. It's not that they didn't explain it. I just don't think they explained it well enough to have you feel for the people who
emotionally invested. Yeah. Yep,
and I think that's maybe where I'm at. I don't know if I'd watch this again.
Probably not.
Do you want to score it?
2.5.
I'm a 2.5, and it's disappointing because Joseph Gordon-Levitt took a long break off, and the first two things he's come back with is this, and then the one on Amazon Prime where he's a pilot on a plane that's getting hijacked or something like that. And that one got good reviews, but nobody saw it. Like it didn't really do anything. So
I think I'd heard that it didn't do that great, but I don't know.
So I
would like to point out that Joseph Gordon-Levitt looks more now like his younger Bruce Willis self-character in, I don't remember,
Looper.
Than he did CGI to look like Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but he's into that character.
He's an amazing actor, and I appreciate his time off, but I want him in something like Oscar.
He was amazing in Inception, but everybody was amazing in Inception.
Yeah,
but he was really good.
Now I want to watch Inception, and when he's watching Inception. But yeah, I wanted more from this. I thought the concept was good, and I didn't have expectations, and whatever expectations I did have, it didn't live up to that.
Yeah. All right.
That's our thoughts on Project Power. I want to make sure that we actually say the name right, because they've been calling it the Power Project, or the Project of the Power, or something like that. So Project Power on Netflix. Let us know what you thought of the movie and our reaction to it in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, help us out by subscribing to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, and all the social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We haven't done a ton of these lately, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying right now. So do all that stuff, and hopefully theaters are coming back.
Starting to sound like it, maybe.
Well, here we go. So let us know what you thought, and until next time, cult members, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.